Hey there, welcome back to my channel. This is Bryson with Dimes for Dollars here, and in today's hunt we have a whole lot of buffalo nickels to look through. We've got a book here, halfway filled or so. We've got a really good start to it, but we're looking for some upgrades. A lot of these are really slick, and hopefully we're going to fill some holes. So that's our target for today. We've got a bunch of nice 30s nickels in here. We'll see if we can fill these holes, but let's get started. We've got a lot of nickels here. I just bought these. I've had these from all the hunts I've done, and I've got these from previous purchases. We'll be looking for errors, the 2 tail feathers varieties, and any rare dates. So we've got the Nicodate here. We'll use that to reveal dates and mint marks, and we'll get back to it once we get them all sorted out. Hey there, Bryson with Dimes for Dollars here, and in today's hunt we're looking for buffalo nickels. More specifically ones to fill and upgrade this book. Now this is all the progress I've made in about 2 years of coin roll hunting. Everything I've found, and you can see that there's a lot of nicer 30s. We probably won't upgrade those, but there are some 20s and teens that also need to be filled out, and some that could possibly be replaced with some better nickels. So lots of holes to go through. We have a lot of nickels here. These ones I just bought, there should be about 150 of them. Dateless. We'll have to use Nicodate for them. We'll see if we can extract any dates before we have to Nicodate them. And we'll sort them all by mint marks and possibly even type 1, type 2, 1913s. We have some tubes that I've also accumulated from hunting buffalo nickels in boxes from the bank. And we have some extra buffalo nickels here that I've actually already Nicodated, but I never checked for the 2 tail feathers variety. So we'll check for all those, we'll sort them all out, see if we can find all the dates and all the mint marks, and get a display. Most importantly though, we're really hoping to fill some holes and have some fun while doing it. So lots of stuff to fill out, lots of holes to go. I'll bring you back in once we get it all sorted out. Alright, well we're back. We sorted out all the Nicodated buffalo nickels. We got a whole range here, 1913 on the end here. These are all the type 1s, type 2s. We got 1914, 1915. We even got a 1915 Denver, some 1916s, and a couple 1916 Denvers. We got some 1917s, 1917 Denvers, and a 1917 San Francisco. We got some 1918s, and some 1919s, and some 1920s. We also got a couple 1921s, 23s, 24s, 25s, 26, 27, 28, 29, 1934s, and a 1937. Now we've got all these undated buffalo nickels to go through next, so we'll bring you back in once these are all sorted out. Also thought I'd mention these are all Philadelphia. These are all the San Francisco we found, and these are all the Denvers. We also got some type 1 reverses. I don't know about the mint mark yet, but we'll find out soon enough. Alright, we're back now after using the Nicodate, and we got a lot of nice finds to go through. So let's start here. We got some 1913s. These are all type 2, so the ground's going to be flat underneath the buffalo. And here we have a bunch of type 1s, and I looked for mint marks, but unfortunately they're all Philadelphia. You can barely see 5 cents, but it's raised on this one, so it's a little higher up. We got one 1913 Denver type 2. That's a rarer coin. I'll show you the mintages in a minute here. We got some 1914s, 2 1914 Denvers, which I believe we needed for the book. We got some 1915s here. Well, we got one 1915 San Francisco. We got the full set of 1916s, Philadelphia, Denver, and some nice San Franciscos. You can actually see the date on that after Nicodating it. We got some 1917s, and the dates really stand out on this one. That's Philadelphia. We got some Denver, and we got a San Francisco as well. We got some 1918s. We got the full PD and S as well. We got 1919 Philadelphia here, a lot of Phillies. no Denvers, and we got a couple San Franciscos. And we got the full set of 1920s as well. Lots of Phillies, one Denver, and one San Francisco. We also got one that unfortunately is too far gone. Not going to get a date off that one. As for 20s, we got some really nice finds too. We got two 1921s. That's a harder date to come across. And we got one 1921 San Francisco. And you can actually see the date on it still, so that's really cool. It's actually not that bad of a coin. So I'm definitely glad for that one. I'll show you the mintage on that one as well in a minute. But let's get through the rest of these. We got some 1924 Philadelphias, some 25s, 125 San Francisco. We got a couple 26s. We got a 26 Denver. We got a couple 28s. We got a 29, a bunch of 29 Denvers. And 129 San Francisco. Now with this San Francisco, you can actually see the date. I didn't need to nicodate it, so that's really cool. We got a few other ones here with partial dates that I was able to make out. This one here, it's hard to see on camera, but it's a 1918 Philadelphia. It's a nicer coin too. I think that's going to upgrade. We got a couple other dates here, not as legible, but we got some 23 Philadelphias and a 24. And we also got three minor lamination errors. You can see right there on the back of the Buffalo. Minor lamination right about there. Also a little one right there on the face. And one right by the back hoof there on the Buffalo. So three minor lamination errors. Not too much value in those, but still pretty cool. So now I'm going to look over all these for any errors. There's a bunch of error years on the PCGS guide. I doubt I'm going to find anything. They're all pretty slick and worn. But it's worth a shot. So we'll get back to you. We got to look for type 2, or two feather varieties. 2 tail feathers. Lots of other errors. So we got a lot of hunt ahead of us. But I'll bring you back once we get it all sorted out. Alright, we're back. We got the key dates up here on the book. We're going to check them out real quick. We got some errors as well, but first let's look at these key dates. We got two 1913 Denvers. I had to double check this one, but it's also going to be a 1913 Denver Type 2. So we got two of those. And if you look at the book here, G4, it's 120 bucks. Obviously it's not going to be a G4 because we had to use acid on it, so not as valuable, but still more valuable than we paid for it. So that's really cool. We got three 1914 Denvers, and that's another key date there. 90 bucks in G4. So that's really neat. And we got one 1921 San Francisco, and it's got some pretty decent detail. So I'll definitely take that. That's again going to be a key date. Right down there at the bottom, 65 in G4. That's super cool. Let's check out the book, see what we can add, and then we'll get into the errors. Alright, we're back with our key date finds here. Let's go over those real quick. We got two 1913 Denvers. I actually found a second one going through the 1913s. It had a Denver mint mark right on the back. So we got 1913 Type 2 here. G4, 120 bucks. Obviously it's not going to be a G4 coin because I had to use nicodate, but still about a quarter to a half the value on there, so it's still worth more than I paid for it. Definitely take that. We got three 1914 Denvers, which is another better date here. 90 bucks G4. I'll definitely take three of those. And we got a 1921 San Francisco with better detail. And down here at the bottom, 65 bucks. So awesome. We got 6 total really nice finds. So I'll definitely take that. Let's get into this book, see what we can add, and then we'll get on to the errors. We actually found a whole lot. Alright, for new additions, we got a 1913 Type 2 Denver. We got 1914 Denver as well. 1917 San Francisco. 1918 San Francisco. We got 19 Denver. 21 San Francisco. And that's going to do it. We got a few holes on this one, but unfortunately no 30s. that are going to fill those holes. So either way though, 6 new finds filled some more holes, got us a lot closer to getting this book filled out. I'll definitely take it too. 2 really nice finds. I'm definitely glad to see those. Let's push them in, and then I'll show you all the errors. We actually found 3 errors in the 2 tail feather varieties in this hunt. For the buffalo nickels, what you're looking for is a missing tail feather right here between the back of the head and the long feather. So on a one with the tail feather, you're looking for this, but with a 2 tail feather variety, it's not going to be there. So we actually found 3 of these with the error. So that's super cool. I'll show you over here. We got a 1916 here, and we didn't even need to nicodate it. But it has no sign of the tail feather there, so that's super cool. We got 2 other ones. We have a 1918, and this one also doesn't have the tail feather. And we also have a 1918 San Francisco, and again, no tail feather. So 3 2 tail feather varieties. I'm definitely glad to see that. They're worth quite a bit of money. Not life-changing amount, but still a good amount of money. So definitely glad to see that. Now let's get on to the other errors. Well, as for our other finds, we got 5 minor lamination errors here. No real big value in them, but they're still kind of neat to see when you're on the hunt and you see that crease in a buffalo nickel. So we got 5 there. Nothing too special. Still pretty neat though. We got 3 rotated die errors, and this is really cool. So it's perfectly straight here. Flip it over, and there's a bit of rotation. You can even see the date, or what gives away the date here. It's a raised ground, so it's going to be a 1913. So that's really neat. We got a 1916 here that we're able to see without nickedating it as well. And again, it's got a minor rotation in it, so that's really cool. We got a 1920 clear as day as well. And again, it's got some minor rotation to it. We also had a stack here of not as rotated but still somewhat rotated nickels. So no real value in those, but they're really cool to see. Now we also got a hobo nickel here. And the story behind these are that the artists during World War II, apparently they didn't have much else to do, so they would carve these nickels and try to flip them for more money than they paid for them. At least that's what I've heard. Let me know if you heard different. But it's really cool. I didn't even notice it the first time I bought these nickels. But we got a hobo nickel. We also had these 2 tail feather varieties. I'll flip those up shortly. But until next week, happy hunting. Thanks for watching. And like these buffalo nickels, I'm all worn out. So I'll see ya in our next hunt.